All right, welcome back. We're here to give you a review of the Beastars episode 9, Into the Lion's Den. We start out this episode again watching a wonderful backstory of Louise about how he became, wait, a little bit of his backstory. He grew up in a black market meat trade. He was number four. And get this, in Asian cultures, predominantly China, but other Asian cultures have adopted. No, number four is an unlucky number. So I think four means death. Four also it's a they don't just like how we don't believe in a 13 lucky number 13. Like if you ever get on the elevator with 15 floors, 13 does not exist on the elevator. Four doesn't exist on certain Asian elevators as well too.
Oh, I had no idea. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So we find out he was just a kid. That he grew up, in the cages. He didn't know how to talk or read. He just only knew how to he knew that if he left that cage, he would die. And that's what happened to all the other type of herbivores that was there. So then we see that a deer comes down there to look like to get a son or a child to raise as one of his own. And, of course, they don't know that. And he fights off one of the people. It kind of messed up if you think about it, too. Like, like, did he really fight them all? But, I mean, he could never have known that guy was coming to adopt him.
You're right.
After we kept fighting and fighting, he's like, all right, let's see. I'm not going to go easy on you. So that's when he threw him into that cage. He gave him a knife and see what he was going to do. And then he started, he was going to, like, kill himself. He'd rather die than be eaten alive by these animals. So that's when he got earned that respect. But you're right on that other aspect. I, this deer who adopted him were putting all his hopes and dreams into a mission. He given him a sense of duty of having him become successful to
Yeah, his father or his adopted father is, I guess, a chairman of some company. So he's like a CEO of a really big company. He has a lot of financial and political power. I think that's kind of what they're trying to establish. And he is now expecting Reese as his son to follow in those footsteps. And he wants him to become some kind of powerful person in government who's going to advocate on behalf of herbivores. So you really start to understand now both why Luis has these feelings of insecurity and inferiority in terms of when he's faced with the strength of carnivores because of what he went through as a child. You realize why he worked so hard to be this amazing person to become the Beastar because that's the path he needs to take to achieve his father's goal. And he genuinely really seems to care about this goal, not just because of what if his father expects of him, but because that's what he wants for himself. He wants to make the world a better place for herbivores, and maybe I'm giving him too much credit. Maybe he's just ruthlessly ambitious, but he seems to have good intentions to me.
we fast forward to Louise walking over to donate flowers to Tim grave.
Tim is, if you don't remember, he's the guy that dies in the very first episode of the show,
Yeah.
who was, I thought, Legoshi's best friend, or at least a very close friend of his. I had no idea that Ruiz had any relationship with him. And maybe he did. Maybe he just cares about him because. And he's not just mourning him, he also specifically mentions that he's going to avenge or do right by him or something along those lines of.
Right. And as that happening, that's some weird cheetah or whatever. He trying to come out and attack Louise, but good old boy Legoshi was there to catch him. And that's now he's that bully, so he didn't. This guy didn't really talk about he wasn't gonna murder him. He just wanted to kind of bully him, which kind of made it a little bit better than. I mean, it's a lot better than murder,
I thought he
but
was
he
straight up
wanted.
trying to kill him. That's what I
I
thought.
thought so too. But according to what they were talking about, he just wanted to bully him because he knew that he would become a beast star and he could make a name for himself if he said, "Hey, I beat him before. I beat up on him."
I think what's interesting about that scene that's important to note is Legoshi has now gained a newfound respect for Luis
Mm-hmm.
because he saw him mourning his friend. He's like, this is a good person, and maybe he
Right.
deserves to be with Haru because he's a
Yeah.
good person. And so that's another reason why he's fighting this guy off because he was just putting flowers on my friend's grave, and now I have compassion for him. Um,
And
and that guy's like, you get it, right? You're a carnivore.
after he saves them and everything like that, we go and we fast forward and we see this Haru. She is getting ready to, just working on some more of her stuff. And after Legoshi kind of saved Luis from getting attacked, he wanted to confess to love, just put his love out there, say, "Hey, I love you, I like you." He wanted to do that so he can be clear his soul of loving her. And if she's gonna reject him, that's fine because she knows he loves Louise, but he needs to get it out. If him trying to do that, she does not want to hear him say all this. She does not want to hear all this from this guy, and she kind of walks. Mm-hmm.
Legoshi finally acts like a man and is going to talk to her, man to woman, about his feelings, and she dodges it. And girl, you let me down. I wanted to see him.
And as she's sitting there, just kind of ran, he tells her, he grabs her by the hand and says, "Look, we need to talk. Let's talk tomorrow. Let's go over this." She reluctantly agrees to it and goes off. As she's thinking about it, she gets kidnapped by some lions, and she gets snatched away, and she finds out that she is snatched by the
The
Shin
Lion Mafia.
Lion Mafia, and that whole thing is kidnap different like animals or women or whatever, and feed them to their boss, and yeah, especially rare ones or something like that. So,
Yeah, they
uh,
specifically want her because she's all white. They think she's going to taste better, which is silly, but I can believe people believe that.
that they ate a pure white rabbit.
It's a
That
it's a very uncomfortable rape allegory scene where they're lifting her clothes to verify that she's really all white, and she's having to take her clothes off and expected to bathe. Although the lion does specifically say, I have no intention of raping you.
yeah. The funny thing is, the first guy, all three guys kind of started to find out that Haru got kidnapped. The first guy that we all know about, the one that keeps sleeping with her, that his girlfriend is mad at him for keep sleeping with her. He finds out, he reports it over to the mayor. The mayor, he lies to him. He said, "Look, oh yeah, don't worry, we got a secret team that's gonna get it." And then the mayor actually does. He says he can't. He doesn't want to deal with them. He doesn't even respect that organization. He's like, that's this lame ass organization. I'm not gonna excite and get this whole city in panic over one. We see the mayor after he tells Luis, he tells him like, look, you gotta go along with this. You need to. Luis is kind of upset about it. He wants something to be done, but he knows he can't really do anything about it, because he threatens him. Actually, the lion actually threatens him too. Like, look, don't do anything and make any noise. If you can just kind of let this storm pass, I can erase your past that you have. And it seems like the lion does know something about, the way he grew up. Because everything was supposed to be erased anyway. Like he was never supposed to be born, known that he lived there. So after that, he walks out. He reluctantly shakes the hand, and of course, Legoshi here over here, the other rabbit talks about how she got kidnapped, and he gets the information from them. He goes to Luis and say, "Hey, man, we need to get work together and go get her." And he told him himself he had a lot of himself too, and he said, "No, I'm not going to do that. We're going to ignore it." And this is what makes him Legoshi so mad that he punches him. He said, he punches him, and he had all the respect that he did have. It looked like it kind of went out the window for him because he wouldn't. He understand. Well, it goes out the window, but he understands that he's trying to not cause a scene about it because he's trying to be the Beastar.
Using That's why he's going, okay, I'm going to hit you so that you know what she's going through. He's trying to put him in the mental space of what Haru might be dealing with, which is interesting approach, I thought, but makes sense. And I think it works. I think he gets through to Luis a little bit, even though they get pulled apart. Luis has this look on his face, which I can't tell you exactly what he's thinking, but he definitely seems shook.
And then Legoshi kind of put more salt in the wounds by just yelling at him, saying that, "Hey, if you're not going to go save, that's fine. She's for me to save. Then she, I love her. You obviously don't love her as much as I do, so I
which
deserve to have.
which is funny because that wasn't even on the table.
I'd like you said
That's
that.
fully just in Legoshi's head that he's in some sort of romantic competition with Luis. He's not. I think
Mm.
Yuri certainly likes her, but he's very much, he's got more important things to do than romantic relationships. And, the bunny girl is just the girl. That's his little fling. That's his side, that's his thing that he do on the side. But in Legoshi's mind, he's got this perfect girlfriend.
Yeah, he did say that.
That's definitely not what's going on. But it's very cute because Legoshi just has a very high opinion of her and of also Louise. So that's how
Yeah.
he that's just makes sense in his head. That's what would definitely be happening.
And so and that's the end of that was in episode 9. Next episode, episode 10, a wolf in sheep clothing. So overall, this was a really good episode. I mean, you got kidnapping, you got secret organizations, you have love triangles, you have murders. I mean, would you have known 8 episodes ago that we would have been this far into what's going on?
No, I definitely don't think I could have predicted that it was gonna. Well, I did say there was gonna be a black market. So
You did predict the
I
black
did
market.
predict the black market.
You went all the way down to like somebody selling their fingers. So you were good. You were right on that one. So,
um, I am. This I think was the best episode so far to me. This one was a lot of. It was really interesting to find out about Reese's backstory. Is Now I'm really understanding what the Beastars, more about what that is. The mayor. You learn a lot about. It's a lot happens, but you also learn a lot of information to move the story forward. I hope, of course, that Legoshi saves her. He can smell her, right? So pretty good chance that's what's gonna happen. I don't think she's gonna die in the next episode. That'd be pretty dramatic. But I'm excited to see what happens next. So, you guys, I guess you'll probably be watching it before you listen to the episode. So
I
you'll be
know,
on the
right?
same page as us.
If we got to say spoilers by this point, then it's like I don't know. I don't know. Unless you really just don't want to watch the episode, you kind of want to hear two random people opinions about a show you're not gonna watch. That's fine with me. I don't care.
I'm
A
sure.
click is a click. So,
Okay, yeah. That's your
all right.
your thing. Go for it.
Well, like I say, if you always want to find me, you can find me at Chicagojon, Chicago like the city, Jon, no H, on Instagram and on Facebook, or you can leave a comment below on YouTube or wherever you listen to this at. Also, if you want to get in contact with Moxie, you can always email me or, of course, put a message in the comments and we will get to y'all. Maybe when it's all done, we'll read all the comments from all the different shows and then have a comment show of everything that we missed or didn't miss or what people thought or whatever. So, all right then, guys. Well, anything else, Moxie?
Thank you guys. See you next time.